Hey guys, what's up? Obi James Kenobi here from Sandstorm Gaming, and in the background you can see some gameplay I recorded earlier of some DayZ, just Sonoris, and I'm at the Eastern Airfield, and I've got my DMR, which I found here as well, and I've come back to try and find more ammo for it, and I've got quite a lot of clothing, including this soldier clothing I'm wearing now. I've got a bit of a collection of clothes. It's ridiculous. In my backpack I've got like the M4 ACOG thing, whatever it is. I'm just showing off my inventory here. When I get to the barracks, you may notice that I'm sort of picking up the guns the slowest way possible, and because the reason I wasn't doing the usual do you want to pick up this gun and swap it for that one icon thing, is because I was experiencing a bit of a glitch where it would delete my weapon if I did that, so I had to manually swap out the guns in my inventory. You'll see what I mean when it gets to it. Anyway, so DayZ Standalone, what the fuck is going on? Dean Hall has just delayed the DayZ Standalone for I think like the 5th time now. He just keeps delaying it, and he keeps saying, oh, it's not finished, it's not this, blah blah blah. And I get that, and I'm glad that he's trying to make a good game, but he seriously needs to set his priorities straight, like big time. It's almost been a year now since he started it, and what the hell have they actually been doing? I mean, he says he's been trying to fix the hacking and the server architecture and all that, but for 12 months? What the fuck have you been doing? For 12 months, the server architecture? If it takes you 12 months to set up the sort of the core architecture of the game, you know, to stop hackers and all that, how long is it going to take for the rest of the game? Like, come on, seriously. I won't be surprised if he delays it again in August. I'm going to predict this game's going to come out in October. There's no way it's coming out in August. If it does, then I'll be very, very surprised. I mean, so far he hasn't stuck to any of his dates, because he keeps delaying it because he thinks he's going to be finished by a certain point, and then he's not, and he realizes, oh, I haven't quite done a well enough job on this and that, blah blah blah. Which is good. You know, he doesn't want to give us a game which is going to be buggy and laggy, and then we're all going to complain like, what the fuck's this? You know? But my point is, he's had the engine, and he's had the community to help him. He's got a team of guys working on it. He's got a lot of funding from Bohemia Interactive. I mean, think of all the money they made off Arma 2, you know? So, he's got all the resources he needs, and he spent 12 months, well, I say him, but, you know, there's a group of them. They've spent 12 months on server architecture. Just, it's sort of depressing in a way, because it's going to be a long time till we get all these features, which we all really want, and in the E3 footage, that was a massive disappointment, by the way. The game still looked like shit. It looked worse than the mod. It did. I mean, okay, the graphics were a bit better. The zombies looked fucked up beyond repair. That jumping animation. Please, 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 please do not put that on the standalone. Just don't. It won't work. Like, sure, yeah, jumping zombies are fine. Jumping is broken. Jumping in the Arma engine never works. It doesn't work. Never add jumping into this engine. It doesn't agree with it. It's like having Mexican coated in baked beans. You're gonna have a shit day. Literally, your stomach is not gonna handle that. Just like my stomach isn't gonna handle these shitty jumping animations by these messed up zombies. I mean, come on, you saw them. It looked pathetic, right? I mean, I'm not just blatantly hating here. It looked pathetic. It looked really, really bad. I can't even find the right words to describe this animation, except disappointing, pathetic, bad, and fucking absurd, and shit, and I could go on. Like, none of these words even begin to compare how bad this animation is compared to other animations we've seen. Just don't put it in. Right, another thing I'm going to bitch about is the first person. It looks worse than Arma 2, and Arma 2 has the worst first person mode I've ever played in any game. Now, I know there's some pretty bad ones out there, but this is just out of all the games I've played. The first person in Arma 2 is shit. It's really shit. The FOV is horrible. It's clunky and awkward and looks weird. And from the footage I've seen in first person from the DayZ Standalone, it looks more clunky, it looks more weird, it looks more awkward, and just doesn't look right. It looks deformed. The way he holds the gun isn't human. Okay, the gun doesn't even look like the fuck. It doesn't look like a gun. It looks like a water gun that broke 10 years ago. The polygon count was ridiculously low. I'm kind of hoping you can increase that in the game options. If you can't, then I'm not going to be happy, because the polygon count was so low that this gun doesn't even look like a gun. I mean, sure, when you're aiming down the sights it looks fine, but the moment in first person that you stop aiming and he's just holding the gun, it looks like a piece of shit. It just does. You cannot argue with that. If you're arguing, you're just blatantly supporting like a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of anything except Star Wars Battlefront. That's a whole different topic. Yeah, I'm not a fanboy of anything, and I'm not a hater. I speak the truth, and it looks like shit. First person is shit. The jumping animation is shit. The zombie animations just in general are shit. The graphics, I'm fine with. It'd be nice if they were better, because this game is going to be out for quite a while, and it'd be great if it could keep up to date with new games graphically. I'm fine with the graphics though. So far this game isn't looking good, but I'm really hoping it's going to improve on this. I mean, I really believe that this is going to be my favourite game for a long time. This is going to be an amazing game, I'm sure. I'm hoping, and it has massive potential, except right now the chances of it fucking up permanently are really big. Like, it's borderline right now. I'm losing hope, you know. I mean, I'm saying, you know, I'm sure this is going to be an amazing game, but it's so close to not. It's so close to not being an amazing game. It's close to being a horrible rubbish game that we're going to cry about for years, because the mod has so much potential, and it'd be great if they could really expand on it in the standalone. But right now, the standalone doesn't look like a better version of the mod. It looks like a different version of the mod, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong. Regardless of whether it's good or bad, I'm still going to go out and buy this game. But right now, it's borderline. It could go either way. It could be brilliant, like we all hope and imagined it to be, or it could go down the drain and it'll be a piece of rubbish and no one's going to want to play it because it's crap. He hasn't been given as much information either. Like, he says he's trying to keep us updated and involved with this project, but for the past few weeks there's been an extreme lack of info on what's going on, really. I mean, the past few weeks, the only information we've really got is when he thinks it may or may not come out. All we've heard is excuses. Like, it'd be great if we could all stop talking about the release date just for once, and talk about the contents of the actual game, what he plans to do with this and that. Because the past 2 weeks I've heard barely anything about that. I've just heard the release date and excuses about the release date, and I don't want to hear that, because I know at this point it's going to come out whenever he wants to bring it out, which could be quite a way away. So stop talking about the release date and let's start talking about the contents of what this game actually has, because that's the important thing in the end of the day. I think we're just going to have to accept that this game is coming out whenever the hell he wants to release it. I'm disappointed, that's all, you know. I think we're all sort of disappointed in a way. I mean, where are all these amazing features that we were promised, you know? I mean, I know he's going to put them in eventually, and it's going to be sort of like an updatey kind of style, and they're going to add new things in as it updates when the game's released. But so far the game isn't released. We've been waiting ages, so when it is released there's going to be barely anything in it that will want to draw us away from the mod, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing too exciting about it, really. I mean, we're all excited for it, but for the first few months it's going to be boring. It just will. It will be boring. There's nothing in it that would draw us away from the mod. until they've got these new features in and they've properly sort of sorted out the mod and all that's when you'll see people converting from the mod to the standalone, because that's when we have a reason to convert, you know. So I think he really needs to start focusing on the features of the game and really get us involved more than we're involved right now, because we're not. I feel left out, and before I felt involved. He's sort of drawn away from us recently, sort of distantly. So yeah, I hope this game comes out soon, because the sooner it comes out, the sooner we can get all these cool features in, like base building and all that, which we're really excited for, but right now we haven't really seen. So yeah, I think that he should get the creators of like Origins to help him out, like big time, because I think they could work side by side, you know. Like Dean Hall could and his team could work on sort of making sure the game works and all that complicated shit. At the same time, the Origin developers could be working on the features, you know, and you know, coming up with ideas. Dean Hall would be like, yeah, sure, that's a great idea, let's put that in, because Origins is great, you know. I love the ranking system, I love the base building, I love all these new things that are in it. But we're not going to see anything like that for a long time in the DayZ Standalone, so I think Dean Hall really needs to start trying to get the community involved a bit more, because the community is what has built this game pretty much, you know. Without us, he's nothing. I mean, the community is the reason this is becoming a standalone. The community is the reason I'm talking about this game right now, because it got popular very fast, because it's something we've all wanted for a long time. Zombie apocalypse, survival, multiplayer, hardcore realisticness. That's what I've wanted for a long time, and I'm getting it, and I'm scared that it's going to go away. Okay, War Z was crap. They've changed the name to something else now, like Infection something. What's the other one? State of Decay. That's rubbish. It's not the same. None of them have the same feel as DayZ does, and I really don't want DayZ to be ruined by just a lousy developer. I mean, he's a great developer, but he's really unorganized, you know. He doesn't have the best priorities right now. So I hope he sorts his priorities out, because he's got about 2 million people waiting for this game. No joke. There are 2 million people waiting for this game, and if he fucks it up, he's... oh god, I don't even know. I just really hope he doesn't fuck it up. This is an amazing game, and it's got massive potential, but right now it's looking a little shady, which is a little worrying, to be honest. In the end, guys, I'm not really hating on this game. I love DayZ. Like, it's in my top 3 games, maybe top 5 actually. In fact, I'll make another video on that. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, guys, I'm not hating on the standalone. I'm a little worried, because it's taken so long for the release date that it kind of scares me a little on what it's going to be like when the game is actually out, because he says he wants to keep it updated, a bit like Mojang was updating their game, Minecraft. You know, Notch and all that. You know, they keep releasing patches with new features, etc. And Dean Hall says he wants to do it like that. But it's worrying me, because what's that going to be like? Because so far he hasn't proved to me that he's able to release something when he says he's going to. He's not able to stick to what he's saying. He's getting distracted, and his priorities are all over the place. So I'm just a little worried for the future of the game. I'm not hating on it. I love it, and regardless, I'm still going to buy it and play it. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you agree with what I've got to say, and I'll see you next time.